Get ready to discover the deepest mysteries of the human mind. In this video, I will reveal the latest findings in psychology that will leave you totally amazed. Embark on a mind-blowing journey through the recesses of your own brain and that of others. Did you know that your brain can be your best ally or your worst enemy? It all depends on how you use it. The human mind is a battlefield where positive and negative thoughts, limiting beliefs, and unlimited potential collide. It's like a muscle. If you train it, it gets stronger and drives you to achieve your goals. However, if you neglect it, it can turn against you, sabotaging your efforts and generating stress, anxiety, and even illness. The choice is in your hands. Will you turn your brain into a trusted ally that guides you to happiness and success, or into an enemy that limits and sabotages you? Have you ever imagined having the ability to understand people so deeply that their thoughts and emotions would be as clear as words printed in a book? What if you could shape your own thoughts and perspectives to achieve any goal you set for yourself? These abilities, although they may seem like something out of science fiction, represent the potential of the human mind when it is explored and developed. We are not talking about magic, but about pure science. The mind is a vast and complex territory, full of infinite possibilities. Just like a book that can be read and reinterpreted over and over again, our mind can be explored and transformed. Imagine having the ability to identify and modify the thought patterns that limit you and cultivate those that propel you towards success. With practice and the right tools, you can become the author of your own story. Let's embark on a fascinating journey through the intricate labyrinths of the human mind. Through this journey, we will uncover the hidden mechanisms that govern our thoughts, emotions, and behaviors, revealing the complexity and wonder that underlie our conscious experience. How do the inner workings of our minds influence our decisions, relationships, and overall well-being? Join me until the end to discover together how psychology can help us better understand ourselves and others. Psychological fact number 1. Did you know that people see you as 20% more attractive than you see yourself? That's right. It's common for us to underestimate our physical attractiveness. Studies in psychology have revealed that we tend to be more critical of our own appearance than others. However, this tendency to undervalue ourselves is not a bad thing. In fact, it can be a sign that we have healthy self-esteem and that we are constantly looking to improve. By being more demanding of ourselves, we push ourselves to take care of our health and well-being, which in the long term can increase our confidence and personal satisfaction. Imagine you're in a meeting, surrounded by people. Suddenly, your eyes fall on someone who catches your attention. She's not the most striking person in the room by conventional beauty standards, but she exudes unrivaled confidence and self-assurance. Her presence is magnetic, and you wonder how she does it. The answer is simple, yet often overlooked. True attractiveness goes far beyond physical appearance. It's about how we present ourselves to the world, the confidence we project in every interaction. That person who impacts you so much shows you that true beauty lies in self-esteem, authenticity, and the ability to be yourself without fear of other people's judgment. The Stoic philosopher Epictetus once said that it is not things that disturb us, but our judgment of them. Applying this to our self-image, we could say that it is not our appearance that determines our attractiveness, but our perception and attitude towards it. But how can we use this information to improve our lives? Here are some practical tips. Practice self-acceptance. Instead of worrying about your flaws, focus on your unique qualities. As Marcus Aurelius would say, accept yourself as you are. Second, cultivate inner confidence. True confidence comes from within. Work on your skills and knowledge, and you will see your confidence increase naturally. Third, pay attention to your posture. Keep your head up and your shoulders back. Good posture not only gives you more confidence, it also makes you feel more secure. Fourth, practice gratitude. Be thankful for what you have instead of complaining about what you lack. This Stoic attitude can completely transform your perspective. Now, we're not saying you should completely ignore your appearance. Taking care of yourself is important. But remember that it's only part of the equation. As psychologist Carl Rogers would say, the curious paradox is that when I accept myself as I am, then I can change, so the true attractiveness of my friends reaches far beyond what we see in the mirror. It is a combination of self-confidence, a positive attitude, and self-acceptance. So next time you look in the mirror, remember that you are 20% more attractive than you think, and that's just the beginning. Psychological fact number 2. Have you ever wondered how a simple smile can brighten your day? Get ready, because we are about to discover the hidden power behind this simple yet powerful gesture. Imagine you are walking distractedly down the street, immersed in your inner world, when an unexpected smile crosses your path. It was like a ray of sunshine on a cloudy day, a simple yet powerful gesture that connected you with a stranger instantly. It was as if a spark had ignited a flame inside you, and before you knew it, your lips curved into an equally contagious smile. That chance encounter demonstrated once again the power of emotions to be transmitted from one person to another. Without a second thought, your face reflected the same joy, proving that empathy and human connection can arise in the most unexpected moments. But why does this happen? The answer lies in the fascinating work of Dr. Paul Ekman, an American psychologist and pioneer in the study of emotions and their facial expression. Ekman revolutionized our understanding of emotions by showing that facial expressions are not mere reflections of our feelings, but act as a feedback loop. That is, by adopting a certain facial expression, they directly influence our internal emotional state. For example, smiling genuinely can lift our spirits, even if we initially feel sad. Our brain establishes a direct connection between our facial expressions and our feelings. When we smile, we send a signal to our body, indicating that we are experiencing happiness, thus reinforcing that emotional state. It's as if our brain is telling us, "I'm smiling, therefore I must be happy." Amazing, right? How about we dedicate 5 minutes to a simple but powerful practice? Smile, but not for anyone else, but for yourself, so that you can see the effect of smiling. Smile. It doesn't matter if you feel happy or not, just keep that smile on your face. You will notice changes in your mood, and it's not magic, it's science. A smile, a balm for the soul. Even when negative feelings overwhelm us, the simple act of smiling can trigger a chain reaction of benefits for our well-being. Science has shown that smiling, whether genuine or fake, activates neural circuits associated with happiness, reducing stress, and enhancing positive emotions. By keeping a smile on our face, we are sending signals to our brain that, in turn, influence our mood. It is as if we are training our brain to be more optimistic, and the results are surprising. When we smile, our brain releases a combination of neurotransmitters such as dopamine, endorphins, and serotonin. These natural chemicals make us feel happier and more relaxed. It's like a mini spa for your brain, all thanks to moving a few facial muscles. So next time you feel down, don't hesitate to smile. Your body and mind will thank you. But that's not all. Smiling also has a contagious effect. When you smile at someone, it's very likely that they will smile back at you. It's like starting a chain of good humor. Can you imagine what the world would be like if everyone smiled a little more? Now, this doesn't mean you should walk around with a permanent smile. The idea is to be aware of the power of this simple gesture and use it to your advantage. When you have a job interview, smile before you go in. When you feel a little down, try smiling in front of the mirror. And the best part about this is that Smile is totally free and available 24/7. You don't need a prescription or premium subscription. Smiling is your personal superpower, ready to be used at any time. So the next time you find yourself in a difficult situation or just want to make your day better, remember the hidden power of a smile. As the Stoic philosopher Epictetus would say, happiness depends on ourselves, and sometimes that happiness can begin with a simple smile. Psychological fact number 3. Have you ever wondered why we often miss the memories we have of someone more than the actual person? Why is it that even after a relationship has ended, we often cling nostalgically to the happiest memories? It's as if our minds are playing with the best moments of the past. This curious psychological phenomenon is as common as it is intriguing. We tend to idealize happy moments and easily forget the reasons why a relationship ended. Our mind has a peculiar way of working. It is as if it has a filter that selects and highlights the most positive moments of our experiences. These happy fragments become jewels that we treasure, creating an idealized version of the past. It is as if our mind wants to protect us from the sadness and pain of a loss, building a kind of emotional refuge where we can relive those pleasant moments over and over again. By idealizing memories, we easily forget the reasons why the relationship ended, the difficulties we faced, and the associated negative emotions. This psychological phenomenon, as common as it is intriguing, invites us to reflect on the nature of memory and the role it plays in our lives. Why do we find it so hard to let go of the past? How can we learn to accept the end of a relationship and move on? In short, our tendency to idealize memories of a person, rather than missing the person themselves, is a defense mechanism our mind uses to cope with loss. However, it is important to remember that memories are only part of the story, and holding on to them can prevent us from moving forward and building new relationships. Close your eyes and let the melody envelop you completely. It's as if music were a time machine, capable of transporting you to unforgettable moments in your life. Suddenly, you find yourself immersed in a summer full of adventure and laughter, or reliving the heart-pounding excitement of your first love. Each chord, each note, connects you with sensations that you thought were forgotten, awakening a wave of nostalgia and joy. Does this sound familiar? It's what psychologists call emotional anchoring. It is the deep connection between an external stimulus, such as a melody, and your emotional state at that specific moment. But music is not the only thing that has this sense of magical power. It can also evoke vivid memories. Who hasn't felt that a simple aroma transports them to a specific moment in their childhood? Imagine you're walking down the street, and suddenly a gust of wind brings with it the sweet scent of freshly baked cookies. At that moment, you feel like a child again. You see your grandmother's kitchen, the warmth of the oven, the smell of vanilla and butter that permeates the air. You remember the feeling of waiting impatiently while cookies cooled on a rack and the joy of taking that first bite. But smells can take us to many other places. The aroma of freshly cut grass reminds us of playing in the garden. The smell of old books transports us to a cozy library, and our mother's perfume makes us feel safe and loved. These olfactory anchors are so powerful that they demonstrate how our emotions are closely connected to our senses. Now you might be wondering what all this has to do with how we value memories compared to real people. It turns out that these emotional anchors can influence our decisions more than we think. Nostalgia can lead us to want to reconnect with someone from the past without really considering why that relationship is no longer a part of our lives. Understanding these psychological mechanisms can be crucial for our emotional well-being, helping us distinguish between idealized memories and reality, allowing us to make more conscious decisions about our current and future relationships. But be careful. We are not saying that you should discard all your happy emotions. On the contrary, these memories can be a valuable source of learning and personal growth. The key is to maintain a balanced perspective by appreciating the good times of the past without getting stuck in an idealized version that no longer exists. And what about those songs or aromas that transport you to the past? Don't avoid them. Use them as a tool to reflect on your personal growth. Ask yourself, what did I learn from this experience? How did it help me become who I am today? Basically, our memories are like a mental photo album, full of moments captured at their best. It's okay to appreciate them, but remember that real life is much richer and more complex than a simple image frozen in time. Psychological fact number 4. Have you ever wondered how something as simple as your clothes can influence your mind and how others perceive you? Get ready, because we are about to discover the fascinating world of psychology behind your wardrobe. Every morning when you open the doors of your closet, you immerse yourself in a universe of possibilities. A kaleidoscope of colors, textures, and designs unfolds before you, inviting you to create a work of art with your own body. The choice you make in those first few minutes of your day is not just an aesthetic decision, but an act of self-expression that will resonate with your mood and how you perceive yourself. Every item of clothing we choose is a brushstroke on the canvas of our identity. Beyond physical appearance, the clothes we wear have a profound impact on our psychology. It's as if, when we dress, we are selecting a particular mood. Choosing your morning outfit can be a kind of ritual that sets the emotional tone for the rest of the day. Just as an actor transforms when putting on his character's signature costume, we too experience a psychological metamorphosis when we get dressed. Did you know that the saying about dressing for success isn't just a popular saying? It's fully backed up by scientific studies showing that the colors and styles we choose can have a direct impact on our emotional well-being. The choice of colors in our environment is not a coincidence. Our emotions and mood directly influence the shades we prefer. For example, people who are going through periods of sadness or depression are often attracted to darker, duller colors, such as gray or black, which reflect their internal state. In contrast, people full of vitality and enthusiasm prefer bright and cheerful colors, such as red, yellow, or orange, which transmit energy and optimism. This connection between color and emotion is a reflection of how our brain processes visual information and links it to our emotional experiences. But wait, there's more. Your choice of clothing not only affects how you feel, but also how others perceive you. It's as if your clothes are a silent language that communicates your mood to the world. However, we're not saying you should throw out all your dark clothes. The key is to be aware of the power of your outfit and use it to your advantage. When you have an important job interview, choose colors that make you feel confident. If you need an energy boost, opt for vibrant hues. Psychological fact number 5. Have you ever felt like someone is constantly on your mind? It's like you're on a stage and this person is the main star. Don't worry, this phenomenon is more common than you might think and has deep roots in our psychology. Imagine your brain as a movie theater. Sometimes a movie, or in this case a person, stays on the marquee longer than expected. But what does it really mean when someone won't leave your mind? According to renowned psychologist Carl Jung, this may indicate that this person represents something important in your unconscious. It's not that you're obsessed. Well, maybe a little, but your mind is trying to tell you something. Maybe this person has qualities you secretly admire or represents something that's missing in your life. However, be careful. Not everything is positive in the world of constant thoughts. Dr. Aaron Beck, the father of cognitive therapy, warns that sometimes these thoughts can be signs of anxiety or even obsessive-compulsive disorder. It's like when you can't stop humming a catchy song, but in the form of a person. Now, if you are needing help because you want to get that person out of your head and you can't, don't worry, take a deep breath because science has some answers for you. A study from Harvard University suggests that when someone is constantly on your mind, it may be a sign that your brain is processing important information about that person or your relationship with them. It's like your mind is working overtime to solve an emotional puzzle. But here's the interesting part. According to Dr. Helen Fisher, an anthropologist and love expert, if you're thinking about someone you're attracted to, you may be experiencing the effects of dopamine, the pleasure and reward neurotransmitter. It's as if your brain has created an addiction to this person, similar to the one we feel for chocolate. But this connection goes beyond simple brain chemistry. It is a deep emotional bond that links you to that person in a very special way. Sometimes constantly thinking about someone can be a form of mental drift, especially if that person inspires you or motivates you to be better. So what to do with all this? The next time you find yourself thinking about someone non-stop, instead of getting frustrated, consider that your mind might be trying to tell you something important. Maybe it's time to reflect on your feelings, your goals, or even aspects of yourself that you want to develop. Having recurring thoughts about someone is a common human experience. By understanding the reasons behind these thoughts and practicing healthy coping strategies, you can learn to manage them more effectively. Psychological fact number 6. Imagine you are in a meeting and you meet two people. One seems strong and determined, while the other is shy and reserved. Who would you consider more dangerous? Here we could be wrong because it turns out that, contrary to what many believe, a person with a weak character can be more dangerous than someone with a strong character. How is this possible? The answer lies in predictability and self-control. Someone with a strong character usually has clear goals and firm decisions, making them more predictable and in some ways more reliable. They know what they want and follow a direct path. On the other hand, a weak-willed person can be like a box of surprises and not always the most pleasant ones. The volatility and unpredictability of someone with a weak character makes them less trustworthy. As the saying goes, beware of calm waters. These seemingly harmless people may be hiding more than you think, but be careful. This doesn't mean you should distrust all introverts or shy people. For people, the key is to observe patterns of behavior and not be swayed by first impressions. Psychological fact number 7. Imagine you're at a gathering with friends and someone starts telling a story. You notice how some people get straight to the point while others take so many detours that you get lost along the way. It is no coincidence. The way we use words says a lot about our personality and surprisingly about our reliability. People who speak little but with precision are usually the most trustworthy. Why? Because they value the power of words and understand the weight of secrets. They are like closed safes that jealously guard the information entrusted to them. On the other hand, those who can't stop talking share every detail and secret, often compromising the trust of others without realizing it. But wait, there's more. Did you know that your words can also be influenced by your hormones? Yes, you heard right. In the case of men, low testosterone levels can affect not only their mood, but also their way of communicating. Testosterone, the hormone we associate with muscles and virility, plays a crucial role in our emotional well-being. Recent studies have shown that when testosterone levels drop, the risk of depression increases. But don't worry, there are natural ways to combat this, and the solution may surprise you. Exercise. And I'm not talking about running marathons, but about strength exercises like lifting weights, doing push-ups or squats. These exercises not only strengthen your muscles, but also stimulate the production of testosterone and growth hormone. With a daily routine of exercises, you will improve your physical fitness and emotional well-being. And the best part is that you don't need a fancy gym to get started. You can do these exercises at home using just your body weight. In addition to strengthening your muscles, you will be releasing endorphins, the happiness hormone. When you exercise, you feel better, and it is reflected in the way you communicate with others. Remember that both men and women can benefit from these exercises. It's not just about increasing testosterone, but also about improving your general well-being. And when you feel good about yourself, it shows in your words and in how you relate to others. So next time you're in a conversation, pay attention to your words. Are you the type who speaks little but precisely, or the type who shares every detail? And if you feel like you need a boost to your well-being, you know what to do. Move your body. Psychological fact number 8. Imagine you're watching a horror movie. Your heart is racing and you feel a cold sweat running down your back. Even though you know it's just a movie, your body reacts as if you were in real danger. Why does this happen? The answer lies in the fascinating way our brain processes information. It turns out that when we watch a movie, TV show, or play a video game, our brain doesn't fully understand. It doesn't distinguish between fiction and reality. Yes, you heard right. Your brain experiences the character's emotions as if they were your own. This phenomenon explains why you feel so emotionally invested in characters on reality TV shows, or why on-screen dramas can leave you with a lump in your throat. Your brain is literally empathizing and experiencing those emotions as if they were real. But this isn't just a scientific curiosity, it has profound implications for your daily life. The emotions you experience, whether real or fictional, directly influence your emotional state and personal vibration. It's as if every story you consume leaves a mark on your psyche. So what does this mean for you? Well, if you spend a lot of time consuming content that generates negative emotions such as hate, anger, fear, or frustration, you are aligning your vibration with these negative experiences, And here is the interesting part. This can attract more of the same into your life, creating a cycle of stress and negativity. On the other hand, if you choose content that inspires you, makes you laugh, or fills you with hope, you are nourishing your mind with positive emotions. It's like planting seeds of positivity in your mental garden. Now, we're not saying you should completely avoid all content that isn't pure joy and rainbows. The key is to be mindful and selective. Ask yourself, how do I feel after watching this program? Does this movie leave me energized or emotionally drained to maintain an emotionally healthy and positive life? It is essential to find a balance between limiting your exposure to emotionally draining content and focusing on experiences that uplift you and make you feel good. Remember that the quality of your emotions directly influences the quality of your life. So the next time you sit down in front of a screen, think of it as an opportunity to nourish your mind. Choose wisely what you consume and make sure you take care of your emotional well-being. After all, your brain deserves it. It's absorbing everything as if it were real. Psychological fact number 9. Have you ever noticed how your dog seems to understand your emotions better than some people? It's no coincidence that the connection between a person and their pet can be as intense as that between parents and children. Amazing, isn't it? Well, science confirms it. Recent studies have shown that when we lose a pet, the pain can be as intense or even more intense than when we lose a family member. But why does this happen? The answer lies in our brain. When we interact with our pets, our body releases oxytocin, the same hormone that is activated when we hug a loved one. This chemical bond is so powerful that it transcends language and species barriers. Psychological fact number 10. Have you ever felt that your thoughts have the power to shape your reality? Get ready. You are about to dive into the fascinating world of the tradition of attraction and the power of thoughts. Imagine for a moment that your mind is like a giant magnet. Every thought you have is a signal sent out into the universe to attract similar experiences. Sounds amazing, doesn't it? But it's not magic. It's just the way our minds work. Think about the last time you had a really bad day. Have you noticed how one negative thing seemed to lead to another until your whole day became a mess? That's the law of attraction in action, but in reverse. The good news is that it also works in a positive direction, but be careful. It's not just about thinking positively and waiting for the magic to happen. It's about changing your focus and being aware of what you allow into your mind. Did you know that your brain doesn't distinguish between fantasy and reality? That's why it's crucial to be selective with the content you consume. Think of it as a diet for your mind. Just as you take care of what you eat to keep your body healthy, you must take care of what you feed your mind. This includes the movies you watch, the books you read, even the video games you play. I propose an experiment. For a week, pay attention to your thoughts and the content you consume. Do they make you feel good, or do they drag you into negative emotional states? Journal about how you feel and see how it affects your mood and daily experiences, so you know that your thoughts are powerful. Use your thoughts wisely. Focus on what you want to achieve, visualize it, write it down and work constantly towards it. But don't forget to give your mind the breaks it needs. Psychological fact number 11. Did you know that phobias can be inherited through DNA? That's right. Your fears may be an unwanted gift from your ancestors. Studies on emotions have shown that certain fears can be passed down from parents to children up to the 4th generation. The famous psychologist Ivan Pavlov, known for his experiments with dogs, discovered that conditioned responses could be inherited by the descendants of his subjects. Imagine that your fear of heights could be the echo of a traumatic experience of your great-grandfather, but do not be discouraged. Remember that, although our fears have deep roots, we have the ability to face them and overcome them. What can we learn from all this? That we are complex beings capable of forming deep bonds with other species, integrating them into our perception of the world and carrying the fears of past generations. But also that we are resilient, capable of understanding these connections and using them for our personal growth. Psychological fact number 12. Imagine I give you a magic pill and tell you it will cure all your pain. Amazingly, it works. But here's the twist. What I gave you was just a mint candy. The placebo effect is so powerful that it has baffled scientists for years. It's as if our brain were a magician capable of deceiving itself. And we're not talking about self-deception, but something much more complex and fascinating. The famous neuroscientist Fabrizio Benedetti, known as the Placebo King, has dedicated his career to unraveling this mystery. According to her studies, when we believe that something will heal us, our brain releases chemicals that can relieve pain or improve our mood. It's as if we have an internal pharmacy activated by positive thinking. The funny thing is that the placebo effect works even when we know it's a placebo. It's as if our brain says, "Okay, fine, I know you're lying to me, but I'll believe it anyway." A Harvard University study showed that patients with irritable bowel syndrome improved significantly, even though they knew they were taking placebos. Our brain is truly amazing. However, not everything is positive in the world of placebos. There is also its evil twin, the nocebo effect. It is like the dark side of the force, but in a psychological version. If you think something will harm you, you may experience negative effects, even if it is completely harmless. It is as if our negative thoughts have the power to sabotage our well-being. So what can we learn from all this? That our mind is a double-edged sword. It can be our best ally or our worst enemy. The next time you face a challenge, remember that your brain has the power to influence your reality. So why not give it a positive push? Here's a tip. Next time you have a headache, instead of running to the pharmacy, try drinking a glass of water, convinced that it's the miracle cure. Those who don't know you might think you have hidden healing powers, and if not, at least you'll be better hydrated, which is also good. Psychological fact number 13. Let's take two gardens as an example. In one, the plants are like intrepid explorers, always looking for the best way to adapt to their environment. Whether it's a scorching sun or a freezing frost, these plants develop deeper roots, stronger leaves, or more colorful flowers to survive and thrive. They are like masters of camouflage, changing their appearance and habits to fit into any landscape. In the other garden, the plants seem to be stuck in time. Despite the care they receive, they do not evolve or transform. They are like old books, beautiful but static, unable to respond to the challenges of a constantly changing world. Which would you prefer? The good news is that you can choose. Researcher Carol Dweck, a renowned psychology expert and professor at Stanford University, has dedicated much of her career to exploring the different ways in which people perceive their skills and abilities. Their studies reveal that there are two fundamental positions: those who believe that their intelligence and talents are immutable qualities, and those who consider that they can develop and improve their skills through effort and continuous learning. Those with a fixed mindset view their abilities as unalterable qualities, set in stone from birth. They believe that their talents and abilities are an innate gift that cannot be developed or improved through effort. Therefore, when faced with failure, they tend to feel discouraged and believe that they cannot overcome obstacles, since they see their limitations as something permanent and immovable. In contrast, people with a growth mindset see challenges as opportunities to learn and improve. Their motto is, "I'm not good at this yet, but I can get better." And guess what? Many famous people have adopted this growth mindset. Michael Jordan, considered one of the best basketball players of all time, was excluded from his high school team. But instead of giving up, Jordan used that rejection as motivation to improve. Or Harry Potter author J.K. Rowling, whose manuscript was rejected by 12 publishers before it was accepted. She saw each rejection as an opportunity to hone her work. But don't worry, you don't need to be a sports star or a best-selling author to adopt a growth mindset. Here are some steps you can follow. First, accept challenges instead of avoiding them. Consider them as opportunities to grow. Second, learn from your mistakes. Instead of getting discouraged, ask yourself, what can I learn from this? Third, persevere, keep trying. Remember that effort is the path to mastery. Fourth, accept criticism. Use it as feedback to improve, not as a personal attack. Fifth, be inspired by the success of others. Instead of feeling envious, Ask yourself, what can I learn from them? Now, get ready for the most fascinating part. Your brain is capable of being shaped and changed. This is not a cosmetic surgery, but a natural process called neuroplasticity that allows your mind to constantly adapt and evolve. Thanks to neuroplasticity, you have the incredible ability to learn new things and develop new skills throughout your life. Every time you learn something new, you are literally creating new connections in your brain. Every obstacle is an opportunity to evolve. Next time you face a challenge, don't be limited by fixed beliefs. Cultivate a growth mindset, an unshakable confidence in your ability to learn and overcome any adversity. By embracing this approach, you will not only solve the current problem, but you will also strengthen your resilience and open doors to a future full of possibilities. Remember, your potential is unlimited. In summary, we have seen that psychology reveals fascinating insights into how the human mind operates and how seemingly everyday aspects can influence our lives in profound ways. Uncovering the secrets of the human mind is not just an intellectual exercise, but a powerful tool to improve our lives. Through this journey, we explore how our mind works and how we can harness this knowledge to overcome challenges, strengthen our relationships, and reach our full potential. These 13 psychological facts revealed the immense potential of the human mind and the importance of cultivating a positive attitude and a conscious perspective to shape a fuller and more balanced life. From the powerful impact of a smile to the influence of the clothes we wear, each psychological fact presented offers a new perspective on how our minds work and how we can use this knowledge to improve our lives. Thanks for joining me. I hope these insights have been as revealing and inspiring for you as they have been for me. If you enjoyed this content, don't forget to give it a like and subscribe to the channel. The invitation is for the next episode, where we will continue our journey through the fascinating world of the mind and human psychology.